captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
They're human? Down goes numero uno, number one, baby, in college basketball. Now everybody has 3 losses. Talking about the big names: Purdue, UConn, Houston. Hate to say I called it, but I did. Wasn't too confident in it though. Just had a gut feeling Creighton would get the win. Bad spot for UConn, coming off of the blowout win against Marquette, in which it just looked like they put a lot of energy into. Turn around, and now you got to play Creighton at Creighton. There you go. Tough schedule, but hey, that's what you got to be built for. That's what March is all about. That is the most underrated part of March Madness. I don't hear anybody ever talking about that aspect. Here, play a team that you've never played before that is top 64 team in the country. Oh, you beat them? Here, 2 days later, play another one. So hey, got to get used to it now. Um, I'm glad UConn lost. As a UConn guy, few reasons. Few reasons for sure. Creighton, last time they beat a number one was 2018 Villanova. Hmm. 2018 Villanova, you say? That's the team that won the national championship. Ooh, boy. If you believe in anything, superstitious. Also, to be on a more level plane. I said it yesterday. I want UConn to fall apart now. I don't want them to fall apart in the tournament. I want them to get a loss, get that pressure off of them. Imagine carrying like a 26 game win streak into the Elite Eight. No. No. Nobody wants that. But anyway, UConn, they lost. Got that turkey dog whooped. I will recap a few other games that happened last night. Iowa seems to always have Michigan State's number, no matter who's good and who's not. Huh? Thought I wasn't gonna finish that one. Today I'm gonna do the Sweet 16, baby. Gonna break it down. Not really gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I should take my time with it. I got about 19, 20 teams here. Sweet 16 tier. Decided to do the Sweet 16 tier today. Lazily, kind of. But we will get to that today. So we got a Sweet 16. I'm gonna recap yesterday, preview tonight, and give out some bets. I got 4 bets for you. Breaking my heart. They all on the road, all favorites, but I like this slate of bets a whole hell of a lot. Shout out to those damn Orangemen. Before I finish the intro, juicing them, baby, juicing them. Syracuse beat North Carolina State on the road. Man, I'm excited, man. The madness is warming up. Freight train coming. Freight train coming. That's the madness. Anyway, let's diggity dive into today's show. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live, baby, on a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday, the 21st of February, the 52nd day of the year 2024, and this is a morning show. In some personal news, if you watch the show, you know I play in a rec league Tuesday nights, won by 50. Won by 50. My team just plays the game the right way. You know? Teams we play against don't rotate, they don't help. They ball hog, they don't move that thing. We just move it around. Get an open shot, knock it down. Let's jump into last night's games before I get into the Sweet 16 tier. I wasn't do the Final Four, but I mean, y'all know the Final Four. I've been screaming about them all year. You got UConn, you got North Carolina. I got Houston on the list. There's the Final Four tier for you guys. But last night, Villanova, baby, back and forth game in the first half with Butler. Villanova pulls away in the end to not only win but cover at home. Iowa, like I said, 78-71 victory over Michigan State. Um, West Virginia, hey nah, they're getting the win. Toledo takes down Akron. That's a surprise. Told you about Syracuse, Tennessee, baby. What happened? Eh? I'm telling you, every time I put any type of faith in Tennessee and Rick Barnes, I wish I would have rather slapped myself with a brick. Tennessee wins by 5. They don't cover the 11.5. UMass blows out VCU. Florida State, baby, gets a nice win over Boston College. Arkansas. So you're saying there's a no. Arkansas, however, does get the win over Texas A&M. I don't even know why I said Arkansas's name. They are something you take to the curb this season. Trash. Creighton, we all know that game. 85-66. No need to harp on it. It's just one game, people. Baylor, number 11, they fall to BYU 78-71. Utah State hangs on against San Diego State 68-63. Wisconsin barely beats Maryland. Maryland covered the 7.5. Should have bet it. I told y'all I liked it. Should have bet that one. Maryland holds on to lose 74-70 in that one. Texas Tech, how about this? The 1-point win over Texas Christian. The Horned Frogs keeping it close 82-81. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders run away with that one. And Wake Forest treating Pittsburgh like an 8-year-old kid. Turkey Dog whooping them. 91-58. Yiggity yikes. St. Mary's. What were they favored last night? They were favored by 7.5. Blues, or they win by 4. The San Francisco Dons keep it close against St. Mary's. That game ends 70-66. St. Mary's win streak still alive, however. I think they're up to 14 in a row right now. Watch out for St. Mary's. I'm kidding. Kidding. Don't worry about St. Mary's. And don't you dare worry about St. Mary's. First, second round exit. Easily. 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 Anyway, any day. Anyhow. Let's jump into this Sweet 16, man. I think I got a good list of teams here for you. I'm not going to break each team down as much as I did with the Elite Eight. Sometime before the tournament, I will break all of these teams down in depth. Just for time reasons, not today. I'm gonna start going conference by conference strongly here. Got about 3 weeks left in the season. Probably do a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just breaking teams down next week. This week's gonna be all about tiers. I did Elite Eight yesterday. Sweet 16 coming at you live today. Tomorrow I'll do the Final Four. Probably Monday. I'll just keep it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Next Tuesday, I'm gonna do round of 32 and first round exits. I'll just probably group that together, and then Wednesday, Thursday. I just start knocking out conferences. I already kind of reached a few. I'm gonna retouch on some of the ones I already did and dive deeper into them as well as move forward with some of the big name conferences. Now that we really know, kind of the jib and the jab. But Sweet 16, let's dive into it. First team, excuse me, I want to talk about. You got Florida. They play Bama tonight. I also have Bama on this Sweet 16 list, but I like this Florida team a lot. And when I say a lot, I think they're one of the only teams that don't have a loss outside of the quad one. I think there's 4 or 5 of those teams. Florida's one of them. I had high hopes on Florida at the beginning of the season. This year, the SEC is one of those divisions I just took a shot on a lot of teams. Took Bama and Auburn 850, 900. I took Florida at like 11 to 1. I took every team. I took Kentucky at 5 to 1. I took every team except for Tennessee, basically, and Florida was the one, and Bama. They both started off kind of slow. They're both 18-7. Bama's 10-2. Florida's 8-4. SEC play. They play each other tonight. In both of these teams, I'll just break them down together since I got them right here. Florida's averaging about 85 points a game. They only give up about 77. Play close games, which is good in comes March. They're on a 3-game win streak. They're feeling hot. My gut tells me they're going to upset Alabama tonight. Probably take the 8.5 on them, plus 8.5. I learned my lesson last night. San Diego State and Baylor covered. I was on the money line, chasing that long money, chasing that honey bun money. But the thing I like the most about Florida is that they rebound the basketball at a high rate. Average about 44, 45 rebounds a game. Most teams average about 38 to 40. So that means they're getting on the boards offensively and defensively, getting the job done. So shout out to Florida. They got some nice size on them, man. About 5 blocks a game, 7 steals a game. They play good defense. They move the ball well. I think this Florida team definitely has a chance to dance and get down to the Sweet 16 at least. They're definitely a second weekend team. I mean, all of this, again, just as a disclaimer, I should have said this yesterday. It depends on path, matchups. I could tell you I think Florida's going to the Sweet 16, but I mean, if they run into Creighton round of 32, I think Creighton's going to the Elite Eight. So it's like at some point you're gonna have to pick a dog or pick a dog in the fight. I don't mean an underdog necessarily, but none of this stuff is automatic. I don't know why I feel like I have to say that, but I feel like people hold me to my word, which is cool. I'm right a lot of the times. Uh, well, like 190 and 120 on the season, just a roundabout average as far as record wise goes. Illinois, baby, in the Big Ten, making noise. I love this Brad Underwood team. I love the guard play. Domas, Shannon. I like what they bring to the table. Shannon's averaging about 20 points a game. Great transition guy on offense. The one downplay to me, and this is why I think this is probably be a Sweet 16 team. And again, depends on matchups. They don't have a true center. They took a stretch 4 and tried to turn him into a 5 this year, and I don't know if that's gonna work come tournament time. But Brad Underwood, we've seen him have success with smaller schools. Uh, SFA going back 10, 12 years. Where was he? Oklahoma State before this. But there is something magical about Illinois this season. I think they're the best team in the Big Ten. Of course, I'm talking tournament wise. You got Purdue, who's just head and shoulders above anybody in the Big Ten regular season wise. But teams like Michigan State and Illinois, they're dangerous, coaching wise, guard play wise, and they got some X factors in there. Illinois definitely has 1 or 2 X factors. The guy I'm talking about, Coleman, he plays the 5, but he might drop 25. Might drop 4. He's one of those X Factor type players. The guards will be a lot more stable for Illinois. I just like the energy they bring on defense. They're going to attack you. They're going to guard your full court. They're gonna blitz you. They're gonna go bananas. Try to win a game. Close games. I trust them. Um, I'm backing them tonight. On the road as a favorite. So I like this Illinois team a lot. I definitely think they're a second weekend team. Back to the SEC. Auburn kind of scares me. Auburn's like on the fringe to me of first round upset, second round exit. They, I put them in the Sweet 16 as respect to Bruce Pearl and what they've done. But this team doesn't play close games. The one close game I watched them play was against Alabama at Alabama. They had a chance to tie it, missed some free throws. The pressure broke them. They played tough, but the pressure ultimately broke them and they lost by 5 or 4, something like that. 79-74, something crazy like that. Um, but Auburn, I mean, their home court advantage has been their chef's kiss all season. Uh, there was a point in mid-January, every game they won by double digits. So they don't play close games. They're gonna have a close game in the tournament. And like I said, I've seen the pressure break them already. See what happens in the tournament. They got a freshman guard that's just still on some high school stuff. He'll grow, he'll learn. But sometimes Bruce Pearl just has to sit him. Put in a veteran guard who just knows how to get the ball in the right spots. Um, I don't know. They got a few players that are splashy. I think they can make it in the league, but I don't know. Auburn makes me nervous. I got them on the Sweet 16 list strictly because what they've done. I mean, depending on matchups, they might come out and win the first 2 games by 18 and get into the Sweet 16 easily. But they would be a team, probably one of the teams I'm the most nervous about on this Sweet 16 list. That should probably be on the round of 32 list. Um, Definitely would be on upset watch. Again, depending on matchups, there'll definitely be a team I'll be looking to fade. Dayton is the next team I have on the Sweet 16 list. I have a few small schools. I don't know who's gonna make a run. I don't know who's gonna be the Cinderella. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I can call it like a pool shark. But I do like this Dayton team. Very, very electric. Another team I'm backing tonight um, on the road. We'll just have to see, man. I got Dayton, I got GCU, and I got McNeese State on this list. McNeese State's 23-3, top 60 team from the Southland Conference. That's the type of stuff that just does not happen. Shout out to Will Wade, the OG, getting McNeese State right. But Dayton, they're a more sound team. I feel like they can play any kind of game. They can run, which is great in the tournament. Great guard play. They have one of the best players in the nation, top 10 at least, I think. Can't think of the kid's name right now, and I'm sorry. I've shouted him out a few times on the show. Just look up Dayton, the star player. The boy is a damn dog. One of those special athlete type players. Definitely like Dayton to make a splash in the tournament. Definitely think they're going to get at least one win come March. I can see them going to the Sweet 16. Same thing with GCU. GCU is one of those teams that can get hot. They can get electric. Don't put them in the West. Those Phoenix fans will travel. GCU is a beautiful story. Um, I can see them scoring 90 points and surprising the hell out of a team and then backing it up with a 95 points, surprising the hell out of that team. And next thing you know, we're eloping it to the Sweet 16. But both of those teams definitely deserve respect. Tennessee, Rick Barnes. Can't stand him, but I gotta respect him. Uh, I'm definitely fading Tennessee every chance I get come March. But resume wise, they gotta be in the Sweet 16 tier. Um, it's all gonna come down to Dalton Connect. Some teams in the tournament, they play team ball and everybody gets hot. And then you got some teams where it's like we need one player to drop 40. And that's how Tennessee is. Dalton Connect needs to drop 40 every tournament game for them to have a chance to win. We'll see if he can do it. My guess is no, but if he can, they'll be in the Sweet 16 for sure. Just talked about McNeese State a little bit. Florida Atlantic. I mean, we saw them beat Arizona Christmas. They're a second half team, which kind of scares me. You get down to the wrong team in March, there is no coming back. But we just saw them come back from a 25-point deficit, albeit they still lost by 4. But to be down 25 and to fight back just shows some will, shows some fight. But again, you get down 25 in the tournament, no matter how much you can fight back, you might lose by 4. So Florida Atlantic is going to be one of those teams. If they can get the first half clicking, they'll be in the Sweet 16. As long as they can keep it close. Down 3, down 4, 6, 7. But if you're down double digits, I mean, I've seen them do it, but you don't want to get down double digits to a team in March Madness and have to fight back. Um, like I said, they're a second half team. Amazing in the second half. If they could just play a complete 40 minutes, they'll definitely be in the Sweet 16. Marquette, Shaka Smart, Shaka Khan. Marquette, I mean, yeah, they just lost by 30 to UConn. We get it. Still one of the best teams in the nation, I think. The only team in the nation allowed to play 6 defenders. Don't go near that coach's corner. That boy Shaka Smart gonna get up on you. He gonna lock you up. You know they say use the sideline and baseline. Shaka Smart, I got you. Don't worry about it. We're gonna trap. Now, all jokes aside, Marquette, man, they got the talent. They got the tenacity. We saw them in the Maui Invitational. This team is good. Very, very good. They're definitely going to make some noise. New Mexico. Oh, 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 oh. New Mexico. This team is elite when they're clicking. Point guard Jalen House runs about 110 miles an hour. Tournament type of team right here. Shot makers on the wing. I love this team. I got them in the Sweet 16 tier, but I would not be surprised if they make it Elite 8, Final 4. Not betting them to, but I will be riding this team come tournament time. I think they got everything you need to make a deep run in the tournament. New Mexico, if you haven't watched them, try to stay up tonight and watch them. It's Colorado State, especially at home. That's the one thing that does scare me. They play like the best team in the nation at home, play average on the road. We're gonna be a lot of neutral site games, but man, this team's electric. I would not be surprised seeing this team in the Elite Eight. New Mexico is one of my favorite teams this season. I told y'all in November, this was literally the first bet I ever made on college basketball this season. New Mexico to win the conference. It's not looking great, not looking bad, but I like them. Thought they had a chance. And they've proven me right thus far. Although, like I said, they're let me look that up real quick while I'm talking. But New Mexico is one of those teams, man, that I fell in love with last season. Knew they were bringing some players back, and I knew they would be better. They're 8-5 conference play, 20-6 overall. Utah State's in the lead, 10-4, 8-5. Trying to do math, about 2.5 games back. They play Colorado State tonight, who has the same exact record, 20-6, 8-5. It's gonna be a damn good one. Utah State, man. I got New Mexico, I got Colorado State, and I got San Diego State. And I ain't got Utah State. I'm talking about futures here, baby. New Mexico. Speaking of Utah State, I got Utah State on the Sweet 16 list as well. I mean, we saw what they did last night. Beat the number 19 team in the nation. They can win in any way you want it. You want 65-60? We got you. Wait, you want 85-86? Oh, we'll bust that ass anyway. They can score, they can run, they can play defense. Utah State, watch out. Watch out for the Mountain West this year. They've been disrespected the last 2 decades because they hit the tournament and all of a sudden uh, bubble guts. But watch out for Utah State. Watch out for New Mexico. Sweet 16 tier Kansas. I just can't disrespect Bill Self. Um, depending on matchup, I might fade them first round. But Kansas, it's Bill Self. It's DeJuan Harris. They have zero scoring outside of that. I think KJ Adams is going to step up and be great come March. Hunter Dickinson, I don't go breaking my heart. I thought Juwan Howard was the problem with Hunter Dickinson. It turns out Hunter Dickinson is the problem with Hunter Dickinson. Uh, that's what kind of sucks about the transfer portal, man. You get behind the guy like, okay, it was the system, it was the coach. Let's see what you do at the best program in the history of the sport. Let's see what you do under the best coach. Oh, it's you. It was you the whole time. Anyway, Kansas, I think they can get 2 wins come March. Make it to the Sweet 16. I don't see them making a deeper run in the Sweet 16. Uh, I don't know. This Kansas team has zero scoring. Zero. Alabama, baby. This is a team I love. Defense is so-so. Show up if you need it. But they average 90 points a game. That's ridiculous in college ball to average 90 points a game. 91 if you round up. They're only giving up 77 points a game. So they're having some comfortable wins. Every time you have double-digit point differential, you're a good basketball team. Shooting the ball 48%, that is just ridiculous. That means they're taking good shots, knocking down tough shots, just putting the ball in the basket. Rebounding the ball about 39 a game. I like it. Solid number. Getting 16 assists, moving that thing. 7.7, about 8 steals a game. I like this defense, man. Marcus Sears, he's averaging 21 a game. He's leading them from the point guard spot. That's what you need in this tournament. Strong guard play. I know everybody says it. It's kind of a wore out term, but big men don't run basketball anymore. We see it with Zach Edey. As much as I love him, he's really the Achilles heel of Purdue. The reason Purdue has never had success, the reason Matt Painter has never had success, he based his whole basketball team on big men. When we saw it last year, Fairleigh Dickinson said, we're not even going to try to get big with you. We're going to put a 6'4" guard out there at the 5, run 5 out, and whoever Edey's guarding is getting the ball. He can't keep up with him. Pop, 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 gone. Now you got to help, rotate, move, boom, boom, wide open 3. So guard play is definitely more important than a good big man. After Alabama, we talked about Utah State. Washington State, under the radar team here, people. Coming up like a shark from the water. What? Play the Jaws theme music? One of my producers suck. But Washington State, man, one of the biggest teams in the nation. Just size, size, size. I got it right here. Uh, where we at? Where we at? Starting lineup for the Washington State. You got 6'3" point guard, 6'8" 2 guard, 6'9" 3 guard, 6'8" 4, 6'11" 5. I know what you're thinking. Damn, some tall them up. The tallest starting 5 in college basketball. But they're athletic. They can move that thing. Love this Washington State team. Don't be surprised to see them in the Sweet 16. Washington State coming from the Pac-12. Trying to say Pac-12 as many times as I can over the next 3 weeks. The Pac-12. Because it's a damn shame, isn't it? The Conference of Champions. Like any other conference should have been blown up before the Pac-12. The Pac-12 should be the first, the last, the forever conference. Anyway, I was about to say they should just somebody should come back in a year or two, Pac-12 revamped. But without UCLA, without USC, without Arizona, without what the hell are we doing, man? Y'all really about to just frequent flyer miles the hell out of these kids? Hey, you're about to go to the East for 3 weeks. Yeah. Well, what you mean, coach? I don't even own a jacket. I'm from South California. Huh? We're going to Michigan, New Jersey, Indiana, Iowa. We'll be back in a month. Idiotic. Football and basketball. Anyway, talk about the Big Ten, huh? Give me Northwestern to make a run. Boo Booey, gotta make a splash. One of those players that you fall in love with. You tell your kids and grandkids about Boo Booey, and they'll be like, "Dad, who the fuck is Boo Booey? He never even played in the NBA." Oh, son, was he great in college? Anyway, Boo Booey, I'm rooting for him to make a splash just for that. Get him into the Sweet 16. I think he has put the team on his back, drop 30 a game. I've seen him be complacent at times. So we'll have like 25 at the first half and then end up with 29. It's like, bruh, just go drop 50. He does try to get the players involved a little too much, but shout out to him at Northwestern. Few other names I got here. I wrote down Washington State twice. That's how much I like them. Um, Texas. I'm not too confident on this, but I like Texas. If everything goes right, you'll see Texas in the Sweet 16. Same thing with Virginia. Zero confidence in Virginia. I know my dog JCP just rolled his eyes, smacked his lips, sighed like a gorilla bear. Uh, but I think Virginia has the defense to get him to the second weekend. Um, just got to make shots, man. Tony Bennett, at some point, you got to get you an offensive guy. But then at the end of the day, Tony Bennett won a championship 5 years ago, 4 seasons ago. Well, ain't got to do nothing. But hey, Virginia, shout out to them. I think they're a second weekend team. The last team I'm gonna talk about, Oregon, baby. I said in November I like this Oregon team, athletic as all get out, NBA style highlights, NBA style ball movement. We all know about Oregon and how they just get better come March. I think we'll see that again this year. I think Oregon will be a Sweet 16 team. Tell them I said it. Hmm? Oh, who me? Yeah, I said it. Let's jump into tonight's games. Give out some bets so we can get the hell on up out of here. Clemson taking on Georgia Tech. This is the type of game Clemson needs to show something. Um, they were great early in the year, fell back down to average, and now I don't know if they're just downright bad or what. They're -6.5 on the road at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech, they're a team. I'm not saying they're here and they're ready, but they'll play like it. Damon Stoudemire has his group looking good. Clemson, show me something tonight, baby. Florida, Alabama. Talked about this game earlier. +8.5. Want to bet it so bad. My gut's telling me Florida's going to make some crazy stuff happen. But Alabama at home, one of the most ruckus environments in college basketball. They're definitely a team you don't want to see at home. Can't wait to watch that game. Alabama -8.5 just feels a little too big, but I could see it. If I had to bet this game, I'd be on Florida plus the 8.5. Part of me wants to just throw something on the money line just to say I did it, but I'm gonna stay away from that one. St. John's. This is a weird game. They're taking on Georgetown. We all know the saying, F Georgetown, which stands for fade. Georgetown. St. John's -9.5. How are these kids going to respond? If this is my era of kids, I'd bet them -40.5 tonight. Because they're gonna come out and show we got lateral movement. We're not soft. However, and excuse me if I'm wrong, I just think this era of kids, they already checked out. They already called their mommy and daddy, and he said I didn't have lateral movement. transferring. They're already gone. But we'll see tonight, and I can't wait to see. I want to see how this team responds. Do they respond like big dogs and then look their coach in the eye and be like, I appreciate it, bro. I wasn't giving him my all. I thought I was, but I wasn't. I was settling. I wasn't giving the effort I need. I was playing soft. Thank you for calling me out. Thank you for believing that I can be better. I just don't think they look at things like that no more. But 9.5, I'm gonna keep my eye on St. John's tonight, just as a curiosity of how these kids are gonna respond. Oklahoma State and Cincinnati. Sheesh. 10.5 feels way too big, but Oklahoma State is stinky this season. Cincinnati on the verge of being a good team. You got a rich what? A Richmond. They're -4.5 on the road at Rhode Island. Wouldn't be mad at you if you bet it. James Madison, same thing. They're on the road -6.5. A lot of road favorites tonight. All four of my bets are road favorites. It's kind of fishy. Or is it? That's what they want you to think. Shout out to all the Vegas knows guys who don't know how to handicap the game. So they just think everything's crazy. Where we at? Where we at? Get the Memphis, man. Memphis -5.5 at home, taking on Charlotte. This is make or break time for Memphis, and I think they've already broken. I would take Charlotte plus the 5.5. But I just can't bring myself to do it. There's still a part of me that's just rooting for Memphis to get the shit together. I mean, they lost 3 in a row? I think they can win 3 in a row. Providence, Xavier -4.5 at home. Providence, man, I like them. I love them. Xavier, they could show up and win by 30. And if I'm that scared of them, I'm not going to bet against them. Let's keep it moving. Nebraska, they're road favorites, taking on Indiana. Pretty much a pick'em game on the money line, but Nebraska is -1.5. I'm just gonna stay away from it. But I like Nebraska in the game. Just straight up money line Nebraska -111. Mississippi taking on Mississippi State. I'd take the Old Miss plus the 7.5. This is an in-state rivalry, so Mississippi State probably will be a little more juiced to come out and prove something. But I think Chris Beard got his team like, hey, look, last week of February, we need to get it in gear. Started off 13-0. Let's get back to playing ball like that. Marquette coming off a 30-point loss. They're 27-point favorites against DePaul. I ain't mad at it, but no, thank you. Would not bet that if my life depended on it. Pair of Mount West games tonight that'll be probably the best games of the night. UNLV, the Running Rebels of Las Vegas. I love this bet at -5.5. Um, Such a late game. It'll probably be something I take right before the tip at 9:45 if I'm up. Uh, if not, I'll just ignore it. Be mad that I didn't take it when I look and they won by 18. And then you got New Mexico at home in the pit, taking on Colorado State, -6.5. Just feels like one of those spots. New Mexico dogs. Turkey dog whoops guys at home. And Colorado State, as much as I love them, I just don't believe in them anymore. If I had to bet this game, it'd be New Mexico at home minus the 6.5. Had a lot of high hopes for Colorado State this year, man. A lot of high hopes. But hey, high hopes is a recipe for disappointment. This is Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard. Let's dive into tonight's bets. Start just playing the horns for my bets. I haven't had a best bet in weeks. I missed the horns. Start just dropping the horns for the bets. Not today though. Give me Illinois minus 7.5 on the road at Penn State. Penn State's going to be missing a few key players. I think Illinois runs this game, runs Penn State out the gym. Give me Illinois to win this by 15. You can get them at -7 and the hook. Looks like pretty good numbers on it too. -105. Illinois minus the 7.5. Again, all these games are road favorites, which y'all making me scared, man. Dayton, give me them on the road. They're taking on George Mason, a tough George Mason team. I think Dayton rolls. They're only -2.5. I know. I know. For all the casual bettors that bet UConn 2.5 last night, you're like, oh no, no, thank you. No, no, that number, no, no. That number give me heebie-jeebies, man. Give me Dayton, baby, minus the 2.5. I like it. I love it. And I want some more of it. Duke, baby. The Dookie Stain Blue Devils. They're taking on a Miami team. My gut, and I ain't gonna lie, you don't go by the gut. I'm betting Duke -5.5, but my gut says Miami's gonna turn it on, and they're gonna turn it on soon. Will they turn it on against Duke? This is the kind of game kids could get up for. We got Duke coming to our house, and they think they're gonna beat us. Give me Duke, baby, minus the 5.5, taking on a Miami team trying to get it together. Little late game down here in Baton Rouge. The Big Ratchet, the Big Raggedy. LSU, baby. Go Tigers, go. They'll be hosting Kentucky, the Wildcats. Kentucky, give it to me. -6.5. I'll take it. I like this LSU team, a tough LSU team. I think Kentucky just, at some point, just breaks them. See, that's LSU. They break. They'll be broken. Give me Kentucky minus the 6.5. Man, been a fun show today, boy. Boy, I tell you, just to recap it, we're going Kentucky -6.5, Duke -5.5, Dayton -2.5, and Illinois -7 and the hook. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the love and thank you for the support. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful, fantastic Wednesday. Hump Day, 21st of February, 52nd day of the year 2024. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk and please, please gamble responsibly. Remember, the madness is on its way. Freight train coming! Dobbs.